I am EmKay Archlink. I am the founder of Archlink LLC, author of Unseen Powers, and a self-proclaimed advocate for those with autism spectrum disorder. I was professionally diagnosed with level 2 autism spectrum disorder in September of 2022, and I've been working to educate myself on the topic ever since. I'm here to help destigmatize neurodivergencies, starting with autism. That being said, welcome to RAW-tism, a podcast about my autistic experience and opinions on the world. On this podcast, I will be raw and unfiltered. Whether you listen to enjoy, hate listen, or just leave it playing on mute to support me, I appreciate the effort you put into my little program. Thank you! You are always welcome to disagree with me, as long as you do so respectfully and with no name-calling. I love you all. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider rating and reviewing RAW-tism to help others find me. Ensure you're following RAW-tism on your preferred podcast streaming service so you never miss an episode. We post a new episode every Monday, but you never know when we'll throw in a special treat during the week. Welcome back to another unscripted episode of RAW-tism. I just realized that this episode will be in 2025. So, wow. Happy New Year. If I didn't say that, let me see. Yeah. So, there'll be 4 episodes before this one, so I'll probably say Happy New Year in one of those. But in case I don't, Happy New Year. It's still November 2024 for me. But I'm trying to get ahead since I'm starting grad school in the spring to get my autism spectrum disorder certification. And I don't want to have too many things on my plate, so I'm trying to get ahead so that if I accidentally miss a week of recording, I have several weeks cushion. Okay, so this unscripted episode, the theme of this episode is Why Am I This Way? And we got 3 stories from Reddit to start the conversation and give us some topics. And it looks like all 3 are from AITA, my favorite subreddit, Am I the A-hole? And I'm trying not to say the actual word. I'm trying to say a-hole because I don't want to have to mark this episode as explicit, even though Spotify doesn't say that word is explicit. I feel like I'm cheating. And I don't want to make it so anyone can't listen to my podcast. So we're gonna go with it. Okay. Am I the a-hole for being rude to a presenter at my school? I, 15 female, am deaf and autistic. Ooh, deaf and autistic. So, deaf and autistic. That's tough. I've had my fair share of ignorant people in my lifetime. Today at school, we had a presentation about car safety because I'm approaching the age where I can go for a driving test. And if you're thinking, wait, deaf people can drive? Yeah, they still have eyes that work. The eyes are the most important sense when it comes to driving, so deaf people can drive. I don't know what context the presenter said because ironically, I didn't hear it. Yeah, because she's deaf. But I saw her flapping her hands about in an incredibly exaggerated manner, then said it was sign language. That's offensive and I was really annoyed to see some random ass lady take the mick out of my language like that. This is making me upset. Sign language is a part of deaf culture, and I learned a lot about deaf culture in my undergrad to get my bachelor's in speech language pathology and audiology, and this is making me so upset because that's not okay. I walked up to her after we got sent off to go do the workshop activities, and I was quite snarky. I said, hey, next time you want to mock an entire community's language, maybe don't do it when there's a deaf kid in the class. A+, yes. This caught her off guard. She sort of sputtered and said she was a drama teacher, so she was over-exaggerated as a person. Mood? And she asked what we should call her arm movements instead. I told her it would have been perfectly adequate to just say nothing at all. Also, it's not sign language if you're not signing the language. They're motions movements. There's another word I can't think of. But it's not sign language if you're not signing. Okay, all these comments are pretty much the same. Congratulating OP, that's original poster, for standing up for her community. Yeah, all the comments pretty much. There's one that says she was rude because she didn't know the context and she should have asked a hearing person first, but I think she knew enough of the context to be just like, hey, you can't say it's sign language if it's not sign language. Okay, the second story is a little too blunt. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend's kid he's creepy? Okay, the person posting this is 35 female, their friend is 37 female, and the son of the friend is 13 male, in case that isn't clear when I read this. Ever since my best friend, 37 female, had her son, 13 male, I, 35 female, have been an aunt to him. I take care of him after school until she gets off work, and I truly love this kid to bits. He's so creative and smart and passionate about his interest in animation. Also, this kid has always struggled with social cues in a way that often comes across as creepy to other people. Things like not making eye contact, lurking, staring, not making eye contact again, laughing at odd times, always speaking with monotone, no facial expression, sometimes having a very fake smile, and giving gifts to people that they never asked for but always kind of like. I know none of this is from a place of malice. He's a sweet kid, but genuinely struggling with socializing, and then it cuts off. Okay, looking at the comments, it seems like the kid asked the OP if they were weird, and OP answered. Honestly, still, that's kind of mean, but it looks like OP is not being considered a-hole here. Okay, now for our third story. It's from the same subreddit, Am I the A-hole? The user who posted it is middle lengthiness 44. So, am I the a-hole? Me, 21, and the best friend, 22, calling her Bethany for her privacy, have been best friends for a while. It was the beginning of 2024, and me and my mother had glasses of champagne. Bethany is a goody two-shoes and doesn't drink, smoke, or anything. She looks down on it. Well, I texted her Happy New Year's, like all friends do. Then I told her that me and my mom were eating grapes and drinking champagne for the celebration. She responded with, oh, I have the message screenshotted as they were on Snapchat, but I won't post. I responded with, what's wrong? Opened. I continued texting to see what the issue was, but after 20 minutes of only being left unopened, I responded with, Happy New Year's then. Gestures! That was the word I was going to say. The person who was faking sign language, those were gestures, not signs. Anyway, back to this. She texted me, typing for about 20 minutes, and it was a huge paragraph. Contents included, you know I have mild autism and some topics are sensitive. You don't have to get snappy when I don't respond because you know I have trouble. She told a lot of people in our group I bullied her and dropped out of the small study group for class we have together. That sounds more like manipulation than actually explaining behavior. That's not okay. Autism is not an excuse. It's an explanation. Trust me, I know. Okay. The comment from L2 not the a-hole, having autism is not an excuse. Thank you. It's manipulative. I also have autism, and while everyone's experience is individual, it should never be weaponized this way. Exactly. It's one thing for her to get snippy initially, having a bad day maybe, but another to accuse you of bullying to your friend group. As a 35-year-old, I promise you it's natural for friendships, even tight ones, to fall apart or wither away. It sucks, but in the long run, you learn more about the world and your relationship to it. You realize who in your life aligns with that and who doesn't. This friend was toxic and showed her true colors. You did nothing wrong. Be true to yourself and the best version of yourself you can be. Be kind to others and know that there are friends out there that won't treat you like this. Also, the fact that she claims to have mild autism is a red flag. I agree with that. Autism isn't mild or medium or spicy. Well, I guess all autism is kind of spicy. Anyway. Okay, that was all the stories I had earmarked for this unscripted episode. So let's go to the pre-recorded outro. As always, I am not here to shame anyone. I'm not even here to tell you what or how to think. I'm here to share the autistic experience with you from someone who is studying for their graduate certification in autism spectrum disorder, someone who for the first 22 years of their life was under the impression that they were allistic, and as someone who since September 30th, 2022 has finally found their place in the world. I am autistic. I'm a part of the autistic community, and I am proud of it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Regardless of your thoughts and feelings toward me, I have love for every one of you. You are wanted by many, you are loved by many, and so many want you to stay in this world. I am one of these manys, and always will be. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Regardless of your thoughts and feelings toward me, I have a love for every one of you. You are wanted by many, you are loved by many, and so many want you to stay in this world. I am one of these manys, and always will be. If you'd like to support this podcast, the description includes links with referral codes to all my favorite products. The transcript for this episode can be found on my website, archlinkllc.com, and also on my Patreon, which is linked below. Would you like to see more of me? In that case, visit EmKayArchlink.com for links to my other content. A new episode of RAW-tism comes out every Monday wherever you get your podcasts. Next week's episode of RAW-tism is posted on Patreon every Tuesday ad-free. Karaoke videos are posted on Patreon every Thursday. Lastly, my book Unseen Powers is available in hardback, paperback, or digitally through Amazon. Remember to drink water, eat some, and have your best life. Bye!